correction to assignment. So assignment 2. Using the format method. So from the question now, question 2. Now it says question 2 says break it down. Okay, it's okay now. So we said use the format method, fill in the gap. Using the format method, fill in the gap in the convert distance function so that it returns the phrase x miles equals y kilometer. So with y having only one decimal place, for example, the convert, when you invoke the convert distance function, so they are assigned an argument, a parameter to which is 12. It says it should return 12 mile equals to 119.2, that's 19.2 kilometers. So you've been given the code. All you just need to do, you've been given a space to fill. Fill the gap, fill in the gaps. This is a gap, this is the gap. So that's all we needed to fill now. So using the format method, firstly you should note that they already gave you an it dot what format. Which is the format method. Parenthesis. Sorry, let me bring it to my interpreter. Sorry, let me copy the code and bring it to the interpreter. Yeah, so it's here now. So dot format now, so from here now we're told to do what? Fill in the gap to convert in the convert distance so that it returns the phrase x mile equals y kilometer. So you should know that here now they wanted to make a conversion because you've been given, they gave it a parameter of mile, so you've been given the value for mile here. All you needed to do now to put here inside your format method is this kilometer, because the kilometer has been assigned to mile times 16. So you've been given a mile, which is here, the value is here, the value assigned to that mile is this. So all you needed to do now using your format method is to just put the km here. This is the kilometer. Then we are told to, with y having only one decimal place, so using the format method, how to convert to one decimal place, I said this last week. So all you need to do is to put this your colon, then dot 1f, which means one decimal places. It will convert your answer to one decimal place. That's how to change to one decimal place while you are working with the format method. So let's run this code now and let's see the output. What is it showing? Showing my equals index error. Replace index 1 out of range for let's look at where it's iterate through. So if you look at the question very well, all we needed to do, it did not add the my, which you want to be here, to be inside these curly braces. The my, which is supposed to be here, which is the my, the variable, the parameter that we do, which is my, mice. So if I run it now, it should run. You see, that was all that went wrong the other time. It was because we didn't add this my. Because one thing must be here, and the other parameter, which is kilometer, must be here. So is this inside this, the method we add inside these curly braces now is to convert the solution, the final answer of that kilometer, to 1 decimal place. So that's what he did here. Just 1 decimal place. Let's assume I remove this dot f now. I remove it now and I run it. You see, what does it give me? Look up now. You see, it gives me a long, this is up to, I can't, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. More than 10 decimal places now. But we want everything to be uniform. We want everything to be the same. To have the same decimal, to be in the same decimal place. That was why we added that function we added, which is :1f. Are you looking at me now?
Yes.
So if I run it now, it's changed everything to 1. Let's assume I want to make everything to be 2 decimal places. I will change that 1 to 2. And then I will run it. You see, everything comes out with 2 decimal places. Same thing, if you want to change to 3 decimal, you increase it to 3, and then you run on and on like that. You see, change it to 3 decimal places. So that's the solution to that assignment. Very simple. So today's class now is on loop, Python loop. So has anyone heard about what's meant by loop? Must have been hearing loop. So in Python, or programming rather, loop is actually a program sequence of instruction that repeats itself until a condition is satisfied, until you get to a particular condition that it's satisfied with. That's when it stops. Loop is just like something repeating itself. Like if I said loop through a particular index now, or loop through a particular thing, or let me just use a sentence. If I say something is looping, that means something is repeating. Let's take that as example. If I say loop, from the word loop, something is repeating, like it's recurring, like it's happening without stopping. It's repeating itself until a particular is satisfied with a particular condition. Until a particular condition is satisfied, that's when the loop now stops. So let's take for instance now. Let's take for instance. Normally, when we are to print a hello world in Python, normal using the printing function now. Print. So let's continue. Normally when we actually want to print a hello world in Python, let's assume I actually want to print a message, maybe hello class maybe 4 times. You know, here now, printing hello class 4 times, I will need to duplicate this, Abby. I will need to duplicate it multiple times like this. But what if, I will need to duplicate it multiple times and then run it before it could print something like this. But with loop, you can make that condition without you home using the print function and putting the message to this. Let's assume you want to print a thousand. You want something to appear. You want a message to be printed in multiple ways. Maybe it's 1,000 times. Will you keep on writing the print function with the message? You get tired now. So that's where the loop function comes in. That's why the loop function. So we'll be starting with for loop now. We have the while loop, and we also have the for loop. So let's start with the while loop now. This that we just did here now. What we just did up here now. With for loop, note with for loop, to write your for loop, you start with your for keyword, which is like this, lowercase all through, for keyword, followed by x in range. You want it to iterate through from, maybe you want the print message to go for, maybe to appear 5 times, then a colon, the for, the x, which is the x actually means, let me print x now for you to see. The x will print the numbers here, which is 0 to 4. Print x. If I run it, you see? Oh, sorry. Shouldn't be strange. Should be only x. So print 0 to 4. Why? Because we added a range method here. That range works in this way. The range starts from 0 and then to 5. Like it's telling you what you actually put here for the range to work is, you are telling it to give me a number between from 0 to 5, which is the same thing as 5 numbers. Let's assume I put a message here. Let's assume I put hello. I want that hello that we put there up there the other time to appear 5 times, Abby. Hello class. So let me run it now and see. What does this show me? I needed to concatenate. Let me use the format method. Let me just concatenate straight away for us to just. The normal, this thing we know. The plus, then the str, we are trying to convert it to string now, Abby. Normal way we know. You see what it prints out. See, it prints hello word how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times. Because of this range that we gave it here, its index is starting from 0 then to 4. I don't know if you get this last number you have here will be -1, which is still the same thing as is showing, is going to loop through, is going to print hello word 5 times. It's just to tell us that it's printing, it's going to print number between from 0 to 5. If you are told to print a number from 0 to 5, that's 5 numbers. That means 5 numbers. So that's what he did here. He starts from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3 to 4. Do you get it now? So let's move on now. Let's assume if I remove this now, let's assume I remove this and I actually run this. You see what it prints? It still prints same thing though. Look up. When I remove the 0, it still prints same thing. Let's assume I want it to start from 1 and I added 1. What does it do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It does not end at 5. Look at what we are talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've told you from what we did last time. This number you have here, just subtract 1 from it. So that will be your last. It will stop at 4. It's counting. I actually told you to count from 1, 2, 3, then 4. So let's assume I only want it to iterate through index like this, which is 5. You see, it prints normally. It prints 5 hello world 5 times. Do you see the difference now?
Yes.
So the range function actually can be used to create a list of numbers ranging from a starting up to a number before the ending number. I repeat, the range function can be used to create a list of numbers ranging from a starting number up to the number just before the ending number. This is the number now. Up to a number before the ending number. Hope you get me.
Yes.
That's up to a number before this ending number, which is 5 now. 5. So when it's printing, it will stop at 4. It will start at 0. It will stop at 4. Like what we did here, which is 0, then with a comma. From what I said with range function now, I said can be used to create a list of number ranging from a starting number. You should know that it will start at 0,
Yes.
and then up to a number just before the ending number, which
Before.
that's why I gave you an hint last week, -1.
-1.
Just subtract 1 from this. That's where it will stop. That's 4. So see the same logic. So let's move on. So let's assume you want to create a list. A list can create a list with the range function too. Create a new cell. Let's say we have the print function like this, and then I want it to print a list. This is a method. Then with the range followed by the range, then a parameter. Now you should know that the range we always take a parameter, which is 10. I want it to print from maybe 11, or let's say 11 to 16. So if I run it now, let me run this. What does it give me? It prints out a
11,
list.
12, 13.
Can you remind me what list is in Python? From what you spoke on that data type. This is part of data types, right? If you still remember. So if you see anywhere you see this square bracket, that's list. We actually use this list we put here to do that for us. We created a list in the range of 11 to 16, which is going to print from 11 to 15.
-1.
Yes. So let's move down. So let me just give a simple explanation of how this works again. So the thing actually starts at 10 with what we all know, at 11, and then it ends at 16. So from the int I gave you guys, where it's starting, which is the ending point, -1, when you subtract 1 from it, which is 15, that's where it will end. That's the number is going to end on the list. That's where it's going to stop on the list. Like I said earlier with the range method. So let's move on. So let's assume we have a list of maybe lizard or
List of class.
list of class. Okay, let's assume we have a list of class. Let's create lists of class. So we want to, for list now, to create a list, we use square bracket to note that. So you'll be giving me the name of the class.
GS1,
GS1,
GS2,
GS2,
GS3,
GS2, SS1, GS3, S3, SX1, SS2, then SS3, SS3. So now I want to iterate through this. I want to get the index. I want to get each items here inside this list. I want to get each items. The GS1 is an item, GS2 is an item, GS3. I want to get those items one after the other now. So what to do now? To do that, we use the for loop to do that. Mo fẹ́ get it. You know, normally if you want to do it, we can only get one, abi. If you use the print function and we will use the index of 0, abi, to print only one. We can only iterate to get one item at once. But with for loop, you can get the list of items, everything at once. Not that you can only see JS1, not that you can only see JS2, but with for loop you can see everything. So let me use this now. For loop, using the for loop now, then with the index of, let's say, lists, let's use the word item, or let's use item in list, or let's say class in list of class.
Item in, let's use class is a
Okay, it's a method, so that if you see self the color changes, so it's better. Let's use item. Let's use item. List item in list of class. I used the, if you still remember, when we're trying to look through a list, then if you want to check if a particular item is in a list, we use the in keyword. So we want to iterate through, we want to get the items inside this. That's why we say item in lists of class. So if you notice, followed by a colon. Then if I write print item now, which is these items here. So if I say print item and I run it now, you see it prints everything, all these items inside the list. It prints it out. You know, normally the way we used to do it before, all we can do is to just get the first item in a list. Let's say to get the item in the list now, you can just iterate through. Let's use the print function now. The first character, let's say list of class. Maybe we want to get the first item. That's the only thing we can do without using the for loop. Let's say when I want to get the first item in that list and I run it, you see, it only gives me GS1 using that method, the index method. We are trying to index it. We are trying to iterate index, find the item. Like we are trying to iterate with the index of the item is on 0. The item inside this list. So we are trying to get it. So that's why we are using this. But if you want to get all the item in the list, That's why we are using a for loop. That's why we are using loop. So we are actually starting with for loop now. So let's remove this. Hope you understand you see the difference now. So this is the for loop now. And next one is print out everything inside that list. Let's assume I want to add a message to along with.
But you only print JS in that length one.
Where?
JSS1.
For this one.
Yes.
Look at it. Look at what is it for this one?
Yes.
It should do it now because that's
the
what.
print is like JS enter, J enter, S enter, 1 enter.
You did not comment your print function, your for loop.
I comment it.
If you comment it should print the way it should be. You saw the way my own prints now. Check your code. Check your code. This is it. So check your code now. I want to print it along with a message. Maybe item JSS item, which is class JSS1A. So you get. So if I run it now, so I needed to concatenate. You see what this does? Can you see it clearly?
Yes.
Print this message with it. So that is the difference between using a for loop in compared to other method we've been using. Trying to iterate through a list.
What of we want to write JSS1A, JSS1B, JSS1C?
Yes, you can do that too.
Can we apply it here?
You can apply it like in what context? Like what do you want to try to
like
this? You want to do it that way. Then duplicate it. You want to do just duplicate it again. B. So you get. If you want to do for C2, duplicate C and then run it. Because you are working with the format method now. What does it say now? Saying item
at the front.
where?
No. Here. This one. Item is equal to A is equal to comma item B, item C.
That's what you can also do that. Or you can also duplicate this to item, comma item like this. But since you are using item, so I don't think there is a need of you see. Look at it too. See what it prints out now.
Yes.
But since you are using item all through, so it's better you just put it assign it like this and put those items inside there. That would be the best way. Because we are no more using all those simpler methods. You can still use it too, but we are working with respect to it. You see now. So it's still the same thing. So the essence of we doing this is to just print everything at once. Hope you now get now.
Yes.
Instead of we trying to find the index of this of 1, copy it and then paste again and then do for 2 on and on like that. 1 then again. This is time consuming. Sure you get. That is the essence of we using the for loop. It will iterate through everything at once without stress, and then we'll modify whatever, we'll do whatever we want to do, modify our code to suit whatever we want to do. So let's move on. So I want us to do something now. I want to do something now. Let's just do this one example before I give a classwork. So let's say I want to iterate through a number, like let's say odd number and number not divisible by 2, abi? So let's say for x or for number in range of maybe 1, let's say 25. So I want to make a condition now. If all those conditions that we did then, we are applying it to. If number, I want all the number that it should print should be odd number. That's numbers that are divisible by what? That are not divisible by 2. By 2. Check your dictionary. You see the difference between odd number and even number. Odd number are numbers that are not divisible by 2. So to do that with our modulus operator, if you say num with the modulus operator 2, if it is not equals to 0, that means it's an odd number. If number modulus 2 is not equals to 0, that means the number here is an odd number. Sorry, we've not completed our statement. It's an odd number. Then it should print number. You should print the number. Then you should print what? Number. So if I run it now, you see, what number did he give me?
Not equal to 0.
Odd number that what does what does this modulus operator do? What does the modulus operator do? What does it do?
It's like the number that's not divided. It's like division.
I know it's like division. What will it give you? So if I say 2 modulus 2, what will it give you?
2 divided by 2.
Is that what it will give you with what we did last week? What does 2 modulus 2? What will it give you? It's what we did last week. With the parameter we have here, I comment this condition and I run this. So the number prints from 0 to 23. Abi?
Yes.
So, but with this condition, I want it to print odd number. Those are numbers that are not divisible by 2. If you check your dictionary, that's what odd number means. Even number are numbers that are divisible by 2. So that's why I made this condition. I pick the number and I put a modulus operator. The modulus operator will pick each number. How big is 0 divided by 2. How big is 0 modulus 2. How big is 0 modulus 2 is not equals to 0. How big 1 modulus 2 is it equals to 0. Nǹkan tó lè jẹ́ kó equals to 0 báyìí ojú pé when you have 2 modulus 2 now will be what? 0. But with the condition we gave it here, look up. If number modulus 2 is not equal to, tí ó bá ti ń ṣe 0, ni kó print the number. So that means it should print odd number. So if I run it now, it's going to print number that are not divisible by 2. That's why it prints 1, 3, 5, 7, 2 only game with the range of what I gave it here. So the classwork I'm giving you now is for you to do for even number. you want to know the condition to put that will satisfy it. O máa fi print. What are even numbers?
Even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay, so use this range. You can decide to put it at 50, but you still use 24, but you do your condition such that it prints even number. I think that will be the end of today's class. Thanks for your attention. So we will continue on our next class on loop. Probably we'll do a bit of maybe few examples before we move to the while loop. So we can still make more research on the loop, on what we've done so far for today. For today we've gone through for loop, what for loop actually entails, and then we've been able to iterate through a list, we've been able to get items in a list. From what we've done so far, we've been able to get items in a list, not like the traditional way that we need to iterate through each items. So using the format method now, so the classwork now is to do classwork stroke activity. It's actually a classwork, so that's it. It's a classwork. Just find a condition that will suit it, that will print even number divisible by 2. So we'll meet tomorrow by God's grace. Thanks